Yeah, real shame Mondebeach doesn't look like he's going to take part. So Nature Strip for Australia and James McDonald and Chris Waller is last in for the King's Stand Stakes. 5 furlongs, take less than a minute to run, and they all burst out of the stalls. And slow away was Golden Pal. Golden Pal missed the start as Pontos and Winter Power are the first two to show. So it's the check runner. And at the back of the field, I think it's Cardham that might have unseated his rider coming out of the stalls as well. Nature Strip, Acklam Express, Golden Pal trying to recover as they make their way through the first couple of furlongs. Winter Power and Arecibo are over on the far side. Down the centre, Man of Promise leading the Royal Runner King's Lynn. Nature Strip right up there with Pontos, and also making an international line on the stand side, Golden Pal. Acklam Express comes next with Equilateral. Twilight Calls is next as they make their way down inside the final couple of furlongs. Nature Strip has gone to the front in the King's Stand. Golden Pal is done. Winter Power, Arecibo on the far side. King's Lynn trying to get involved with Twilight Calls, and 'tis marvellous. It's Nature Strip out clear in the King's Stand by 2 lengths from Acklam Express. Twilight Calls, and behind these Equilateral. Salute a world-class sprinter. Nature Strip, a ripper in the King's Stand.
Mine was 4.
Acklam Express, and behind those Minister made late ground. Equilateral, St. Lawrence was next. They trailed all the way back to Golden Pal, who blew it at the start. What a horse. Nature Strip provides Australia with another win in the King's Stand, and few have been so dominant. Accompanied to the line by the loose horse Cardham. Twilight Calls, I think, has just got second with Acklam Express, Munista, and Equilateral the next lunch home. But in all honesty, they were in a different parish. Nature Strip's won this further than Baid's won the Queen Anne, and has won by a good 5 lengths. In the background, 58.27 within a second of Miss Andretti's track record. The others struggle to break a minute. Twilight Calls, Acklam Express, Munista, Equilateral and St. Lawrence for the minor places. But on this occasion, they were minor, because Nature Strip was just too good.
Oh, wow, that was good. For the owners who've been so sporting to come over here, including Messrs. Lyons, Harrison, Keane, Smith, Van Duren, congratulations to them. That's naming just a few. This is going to be an emotional moment for trainer Chris Waller. Johnny Murtagh, how good was that?
That was a great performance. If you're boasting or you're saying you're the best in the world, you have to rock up in Royal Ascot. You have to perform like that. That was the performance of the day so far. He blasted away. He was always travelling really, really strongly. And when he let him go, you could pick him out. You could pick him out of furlong. He was the only one that was still on the bridle in what was a pretty eventful start.
Yes, drama from the start, Jason.
Oh, well, he himself, the eventual winner, wasn't the quickest. Golden Pal had an absolute howler of a start. We were talking about Irad Ortiz. How would he get on with the Nobel and everything else when they started? He then went from last to nearly first in a furlong, and you can't. You've got to ride Plan B.
Yeah, and then you've got the loose horse, Kadem, I think it was, who just half reared up in the stalls and launched forward, and I think Jamie Spencer actually just stayed in the stalls without him.
If you back hard and do check with your bookmaker, you might well get your money back. You have no run at all. This is Irad Ortiz, Jason, who went from last to first and now backpedals.
Oh, the petrol gauge has just been bleeping and flashing red as he approached the 2-part. He was out.
Yeah, but when we see him in the Breeders' Cup, he jumped so well. He was 5 clear after a furlong. Today, completely missed the start, and as you said, Jason, come on, you have to ride the Plan B.
Hey, in a 0 to 70 sprint, you can't do that. Never mind up at the top level against, as James called him, the wrecking ball from Australia.
He really was. The klaxon goes. The steward's inquiry will be about the start and what happened with Cardham, to see if Cardham is declared a runner. You remember what happened at Epsom the other day when Will Buick was left in the stalls. This time Jamie Spencer left behind. Desperate luck for the Hayes, but this is all about Australia. James McDonald punching the air, and Chris Waller, most famous really for training Winks. As we see what happens to Cardham, rears up. Jamie Spencer left behind, thankfully, is okay. Looking on in horror, really, as to what happened. You see Golden Pal getting left behind, Jason.
Yeah, look, well, you cannot miss the start over this sort of... I mean, we're talking about a horse who's shown such blistering pace from the gate. It's a throw-out, it's a write-off, and you cannot judge him on that, but we can judge the winner. The way he jumped, the way he tried. And he probably wasn't as foot perfect at the start as he should have been.
This is huge for Royal Ascot, Hayley, isn't it? The Aussies coming over. Chris Waller, most famous for training Winks, was second 7 years ago. And he's come back and he's got it right big time.
It's a goosebump moment for me, this is. And I wonder how many people in Australia set their alarms to watch this, because it must be the middle of the night. Be a great one to wake up to, wouldn't it?
Those are the pictures they'll wake up to. James McDonald, number one. That guy. Big moment, Rishi.
A huge moment indeed, and James McDonald, who's had one winner at Royal Ascot and Expert Eye, has been receiving congratulations from all and sundry, and the man with the biggest smile on his face is Stewie down here, but I'll have a word with him. I'll start with you, James, because I don't think you're going to do more work in the interview than you did in the race.
Yeah, it was incredible. The team had done a marvellous job. So lucky to be on him, and he's just an absolute freak of a horse. And I think he would have silenced a few critics for that performance, because it was scintillating. And I thought with the riderless horse, I didn't even know it was riderless, and I thought, how has one come with him? He was going that good, so just incredible.
Just at what point did you think the race was over?
Well, I seen the American horse, the big Spruik horse, charge through, and at the 2-pole, are you going to come? And he had no response, and away he went. But that riderless horse gave me a little fright, to be honest with you.
We're going to turn around and walk back now, and Stu, I'm going to ask you about your emotions. I saw you after the race. You've had some great days with this chap anyway. But what does this day mean in front of the royal crowd here, and with everyone talking about the big clash as well? The Americans, how good Golden Pal was, and how good this guy is.
Well, we know the Australian sprinters will match up pretty good with any sprinter in the world, so, you know, he's battle tested. We didn't really know whether the American, all right, he's been winning emphatically, but what has he been beating? So, today...
You got a lot of faith in this, too.
Exactly.
James, it's 4 years since Expert Eye won at Royal Ascot. What's it like to taste this victory again?
Honestly, it felt like yesterday, and it was one of my greatest highlights coming back. Thank you. Thanks. Yes. To come back and win on that horse, and to come back and win a Group 1 in front of this crowd. It's the best feeling I've